What the heck is up, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about who is the biggest baddies in all of the DCU. Don't you worry if you feel like this is a sexist video. I can understand that, but I promise you, I pinky promise to you guys, very shortly I'm going to be making the same exact type of video about the men in the DCU. And I'm excited for that video too. We're going to be talking about characters from Peacemaker, Superman, Suicide Squad movie. And on that note, let's get into it. Alright, so first off, I got Adebayo from Peacemaker. I know that she's a lesbian in that movie. Oh, I keep wanting to say movie for Peacemaker, but I know it's a show. I know she's a lesbian within the show. I'm not sure if she is in real life or not. I would have to fact check that. However, can we just I don't hear enough people talking about this. The actress of Adebayo has such a big glow up from the shooting of season 1 to the shooting of season 2. As a guy who in the past year has lost 50 pounds, she's clearly lost some weight. And that, and then the fits that she's in, she looks stunning. Stunning. I do not care what you say. The actress of Adebayo looks absolutely stunning. And that is all the compliments to her. And if you do not think so, think something might be a little bit off about you. But with that said, just because of some of the people on this list, I'm gonna have to put her in B tier at the bare minimum. Still a baddie, but not the baddest of them all. You know what I mean? Still drop dead gorgeous. None of these women are ugly or unconventionally attractive. These are all beautiful women. I really do mean that. But Adebayo, you're going in the B tier. Before we get too far into the video, I really want to mention I would really appreciate if you guys liked, commented, and subscribed. That would mean so much to me. I would really love to hit at least 1K by the end of the year, maybe 2K. That'd be awesome. I don't know if this is a video that I'm going to look back on proudly or not, but even now I have my doubts, but I hope it's more okay because I do plan on making a male version of this list. This is just for fun. It's not meant to knock anybody. But I keep seeing this go around on the internet how James Gunn found all these baddies, and I thought this was a funny conversation that I could maybe put my 2 cents into, especially since I'm new and just starting out. Next up, we got Sasha Bordeaux. I'm not exactly sure how to say her last name, but also, I need to vent for a second. How illiterate are some people that think that she is the DCU cyborg? We do understand that Cyborg is not the only cyborg to ever exist, right? Sasha Borda is also just another cyborg, man. She's just another person who is enhanced with cybernetics inside of her body. We, we understand this, right? For me, she's a little bit too much of a hard ass, in my opinion. She kind of scares me. For that reason, I'm gonna have to put her in C tier. This woman kind of scares me. I'm not gonna lie. Little, little scary. You know, she's always willing to take the kill shot, and I don't know if I want to be a kill shot. Next up on the list, we have Harley Quinn. She's not confirmed to exactly still be inside of the DCU. However, she's not confirmed to be outside of it either. So I'm gonna take that and say that she is a part of the DCU, and Margot Robbie is beautiful. That is a stunning woman, but also just like the definition of like Hollywood attractive. Like she clearly has had some work done, no judgment there. But I could see her not wanting to come back to play Harley Quinn. I could see her not wanting to come back to play Harley Quinn again. I could completely understand it. Um, that is definitely a role that she has to spend. I don't even want to imagine how many hours in the makeup chair for. especially to get her skin that pale and to put on those tattoos and this and that. Um, but she did a great job while she was Harley Quinn. I cannot imagine another actress as Harley Quinn, although Kate from Gen V, I think just seeing some of the interviews that she does, number one, I think she's going to have an amazing career after Gen V, but I also think that she would be a really good addition to the DCU as the new Harley Quinn if we do decide, if James Gunn does decide to recast. Which I could understand if Margot Robbie doesn't want to come back. And also, can we please have a better Joker than just Jared Leto inside of the DCU? I'd really appreciate that. I want it to be more cartoonish. I want a real life version of the Mark Hamill Joker, please. Um, Anyways, I'm gonna put Margot Robbie in A tier. Not a knock on her necessarily. More so, I got a couple people that I gotta keep in mind. Next up, we have the engineer from Superman. I would love to see. I'm blanking on like the name of the movie that it was supposed to be, but I would love to see more of her. She was amazing. Like I've never seen this woman before. She played the engineer in Superman, but she was intimidating. She was scary. She was a good side villain, but I also want to know more about her intentions, more about her motivations as a character. She seems very, very interesting, and I'm very interested in knowing more about. So I'm gonna put her in C tier. See, listen, like I said before with Bordeaux or Sasha Bordeaux, she just scares me, man. She scares me. I don't know how those cybernetics would work. Uh, that that choking scene with her and Superman, that scares me. That's a no go for me personally. I can understand if that's your thing, but no thank you. Hawkgirl is next up on our list. This was perfect. Isabella Marcet, I believe is her name, was perfectly casted as Hawkgirl. I'm so excited to see more of her as Hawkgirl. Watching her in Peacemaker and in the Superman movie, she's so badass. She's so cool. Um, I'm really just personally excited to see more of her. Because obviously we're gonna get more Hawkgirl within the DCU. She's gonna be a huge part overall of the DCU. That's what it seems like to me. Sasha, oh my god, Hawkgirl is definitely going to be a huge player within the Justice League movies when we eventually get those. She's that I'm I'm guessing that she's probably going to be a founding member of the Justice League with them. I'm so down for that. She's going to be really cool. I would love to see her within more of the DCU. She is just a stunning woman overall as well. I'm going to put her in A tier right next to Margot Robbie. And if you disagree, this is my list I can't miss. Next up, I have Cat Grant. Cat Grant, inside of the CW, was perfectly casted, in my opinion, for that version of Cat Grant that they were going for. For this version of Cat Grant that the Superman movie by James Gunn was going for, perfect. Absolute perfect casting. Nailed the, the pretty girlness of Cat Grant, like the fun of her. But also, James Gunn, did we really need that slow James Gunn, did we really, really need that slow mo? Serious question, my guy. I know what type of guy you are. I know what type of guy you are. I don't know if we really needed that slow mo, man. But not knocking you for having it. However, this casting is interesting to me because it's not like the rest. She's not a huge player within either her own franchise or a different movie. She's just kind of there. And because of that, I would like to see more of her, and we don't really get to see enough of her as like her own person. So this is not like based off of looks. This is based off of like I would like to just see more of her. D tier. I just like we know nothing about this version of Cat Grant. I don't think that's hard to argue. We just don't know a lot about her. Next up, we have Ratcatcher 2. Ratcatcher is one of my favorite parts of the entire Suicide Squad movie. That movie is so good, and she is really just like the fan. She is really just the foundational heart and soul of this movie. But she also scares me with all the rats. That would skeeve me out. That would gross me out. All of those rats all the time. Ooh, ooh, no. And also like the fact that she lets them, crawl all over her and everything, and I get she's beautiful and I understand people saying that, but also at the same time, like, I don't think you would want to be around someone who has like literal rats around them all the time. And if you do, hey, that's up to you, man. That ain't me. That is really not me. So I'm gonna have to put her in C tier as well. But she is just the heart and soul of this movie. She is such an important and centrifugal part to the entire The Suicide Squad movie. And I think that's part of what the first Suicide Squad movie misses. It doesn't really have a heart and soul to it. Of this team of outsiders and misfits and outcasts, there's no real heart and soul to that team. And because of that, I do think that she is one of the best characters within the DCU so far. Next up, I have Lois Lane. Lois Lane is one of the biggest baddies within all of the DCU. If that is not your type, then I am skeptical of you. I'm gonna have to put her in A tier. But Rachel Brosnahan, I think I said her name correctly. I'm really bad with names. I'm sorry about that, guys. But I'm good with character names, and I'll always try and be good with the character names. But she does such an amazing job of really showing the full extent of Lois Lane as a character. She's not just like this one note hard ass or just goes off and does her own thing for no reason. She does it because she is a journalist, because she's interested in the same things that Clark is, and the same things that Superman is, and because in her own way, she's trying to help the world. I think Rachel's version of Lois Lane shows this off in one of the best ways that I've ever seen. I think Lois and Clark also has a good dynamic with their Lois and Clark. However, that version of Lois to me just is not as good as this version. And you could totally disagree with me there. But I think that this version of Lois just has such a heart and soul to her that is undeniable. She is truly so so important to the entire plot of the Superman movie that I could not imagine her not being there. And sometimes when I'm watching a Superman movie or Superman show, it can feel like, well, does Lois need to be here? And that's why I think a lot of people end up wanting, in the past, Wonder Woman and Clark to be together. And I can understand that. But also at the same time, no. It's Lois and Clark. Lois and Clark are die-hard, ride or die. They have each other's back until the very, very end. If you can't understand that, then what aren't you understanding? These are, you know, own heroes. They're both heroes in their own right. And when they come together and make one, they end up making Jonathan Kent. Follow me here, follow me here, follow me here. And Jonathan Kent becomes one of the most important characters within DC itself, in my opinion. Because he becomes, to the Super family, what Nightwing is to the Bat family. And that's the heart and soul and the love for that family. And I think Jonathan Kent becomes that same thing as well for the Super family. I can't wait to see the next 10 years of this version of Lois and Clark on screen. Their dynamic is truly just amazing. And for that reason, I'm going to have to put Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane as my first S tier. Harcourt is the next person up on our list. All right, James Gunn, me and you are gonna have a little bit of a talk here. This isn't an insult, but are you one of those guys that likes the chair in the hotel room? Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. I'm getting a vibe that that's the type of person you are. And if so, okay. All right, do your thing. But Amelia Harcourt is truly such an amazing character within the show. And I think having her as almost like a yin, the Peacemaker's yang of she's not necessarily trying to unlearn the lessons the same way that Peacemaker is from his family, but she's trying to become a better version of herself still, and trying to figure out her own shit first. I think that's such a cool way to do that dynamic, and ultimately, it does make me feel a little bit bad for Peacemaker at times. And you gotta with me here for a couple seconds, okay? It's not that I feel bad for Peacemaker that he keeps coming on to her and she keeps saying no, but like, it's more in the sense of he wants to fix himself for her approval, for her love, and to be a better person at the same time. He's doing these things simultaneously, but she doesn't want to love him the same way that he wants to love her. This is one of my favorite dynamics within all of Peacemaker and within the DCU so far. I think that Emilia Harcourt is such an important character, and I hope that continues to be an important character moving forward, even outside of just the Peacemaker show. And knowing James Gunn and knowing how he operates, I could see that. I could see her continuously being an important character to the overarching DCU, especially if she gets her job back. I'm going to have to put her in B tier as well, but high B tier. Last, but certainly not least, I have Supergirl. I'm one of those people that thinks that Melissa Benoist was the perfect casting, and the same way that a lot of people believe that Grant Gustin should be brought up, should be brought back as the Flash, I think that so should Melissa Benoist to some extent. I think that for Grant Gustin as the Flash, I think he should come back as Jay Garrick, and I think that'd be really cool. And I think that'd be really undeniably cool. As for Supergirl, I think Melissa Benoist could show up as maybe her mother. And I think that'd be really, really cool as well. I think, oh my god. This version of Supergirl is going to be an incredibly different take than any other Supergirl that we've ever gotten before. And I have read the book that it's based off of for the movie that's coming out, and I know we're in for a treat because of that. That book is so good, and the fact that I don't think it's confirmed, but I think it's next to confirmed that my fan casting that I've had since I was literally a child of Jason Momoa as Lobo, I think we're getting that, and I'm like 97% sure. I would have to look into it a little bit further than I have. I'm so excited for next summer and the summer after that with Man of Tomorrow. Both of those movies look amazing so far. The DCU is truly off to such an amazing start, and I hope you agree. Like, I could understand people maybe in a few years being like, I've had enough of Superman for right now. But I think we're also going to get enough content that isn't just Super Family in a while. That isn't just Super. Oh my god. That isn't just Super Family in a little bit. And I think that's going to be a really good piece of the DCU, just the Super Family and focusing on it. Because generally the Bat family is what gets looked at as like the more important family within the DCU. But I think it'd be really cool to also have the super family be looked at in that same way of like just having them be really important because it is really important. Both of those families are really important. Each character that is a staple character has a family, and that is some of what I can't wait for about the DCU. This is just going to be some of the best. This is going to all around be some of the best superhero content that I think we've ever gotten. And I think that her Supergirl, even though we've only seen this much of her, and you might call me a hypocrite for this, it's S tier. She's S tier. If you don't think she's S tier, I think you're crazy. But even just watching her in House of Dragon, I think that she's going to be S tier just from that little bit that I've seen of her. I think this version of Kara is going to be so much more rough around this. This version of Kara is all around going to be so much more rough around the edges and so much cooler and more like badass of a version of Supergirl. And that's what I cannot wait for with her either. That, and then also the fact that we're getting more crypto in the next movie. If you're not a fan of crypto, get the hell out. For God's sakes, I even bought the crypto Funko Pop. I love this. This is probably my favorite Funko. You can get mad at me that I took you can get mad at me that I took him out of the box, but don't worry, I still have it right here. This is so cute. Who's the cutest little boy? And we're getting more of him? We're getting more of him with inside of the DCU. Who's the cutest little boy, man? Who's the cutest little boy? Alright. On that note, if you enjoyed the video, please consider to like and comment and on that note, if you enjoyed the video, please consider to like, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to get to at least 1,000 followers by the end of the year. I have my fingers crossed, maybe 5,000. I would love to get anywhere around that range. If you have any video suggestions, let me know in the comments. If you feel like I had any wrong takes or opinions within this video, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to know. Have a great day, you beautiful people. Peace out.